This is Andy from golffitnessandtrainingtips.com, and today's video is going to focus on wrist and arm strengthening to add to your golf fitness routine. We're going to talk about a couple basic exercises. They're very simple in nature, but they are effective. First, we're going to start off with the wrist flexion and extension. To do this, you can either use resistance bands, you can use individual dumbbells, or even a barbell. First, wrist flexion, I should say. Start with your hand resting on your knee and just curl up. You should be able to do a pretty large amount of weight with this, but we are looking for more repetitions. Being a golfer, you're not looking to get bulky, you're just looking to get more tone. There's wrist flexion. For wrist extension, you essentially just flip your hand position and perform the opposite exercise. These are important for developing more control with your short game, as well as helping to prevent elbow injuries such as golfer's elbow or tennis elbow. Next, we'll talk about supination and pronation, which is basically the palm up to palm down motion. I use a hammer for this in the clinic, but you also could use individual dumbbells or bands. But you would start again with your hand resting on your knee and rotating in the palm up or palm down direction. The hammer works good due to the longer lever arm. You can even wrap ankle weights around the end if you wanted to, but again, you could use individual dumbbells for this as well to get a very similar motion. Moving up the arm, we'll talk about elbow flexion as well as elbow extension, which is biceps for flexion, triceps for extension. You can use dumbbells for this or bands as well. For elbow flexion, there's a couple different variations. You can be sitting or standing, but just bending your elbow all the way up and coming down all the way. Very slow motion. You can go palm facing forward to favor the bicep. You could go in a thumb up position to favor a muscle called your brachioradialis in your forearm. Or you also could go palm down to favor a muscle called your brachialis, which is also in your forearm. For tricep extension, you could perform this in sitting, laying down, or with a machine. Sitting version would be with a dumbbell overhead with your elbows close and just simply straightening out your arms and coming back down. Laying down, you basically would have your arms overhead, which I'll demonstrate real quick. This tends to work a little bit easier with a bar, but you would be in this position with your elbows up, and then you would straighten overhead. Or you could always use bands or a cable call machine where you'd be standing and pulling down and straightening out your elbows with both. And the last exercise we'll talk about is just building grip strength, whether that's with a stress ball, a tennis ball, putty, whatever you have. Just work on gripping that, for a couple minutes each day. Work on both hands. It will definitely aid you on the golf course. If you need any more exercise ideas, please go to my website, www.golffitnessandtrainingtips.com. Thank you.